Come dream with us beneath the trees where wonder rides the autumn breeze.
Well,
through every tale
I think a lot of
and
people are looking
every
forward to
day.
those kinds of conversations. It's one of those things where, like, if you start talking about time travel, they're like, whoa, what kind of podcast is this? But I'm pretty interested in some of this, especially because we both just recently read Ray Bradbury's short story, Sound of Thunder, and that has, it's one of those books that just messes with your head. You can like poke holes in it, like, oh, well, this wouldn't be able to happen because of this, or like, what if it would have went this way? But if you just listen to that book from like 30,000 feet, just take it in for what it's worth, it is so crazy to envision a world where the smallest little change in the past can have a magnitude of repercussions in the future, if you had the ability to go back in the past.
So I'm not saying we have the ability to go back in the past, but I'm telling you right now, the Berenstein Bears, they were not Berenstain, it was Steen.
So we will talk about that as well. We're going to get into the Mandela Effect,
Okay.
because I think there's so many people.
Well, the thing is that I'm not totally sure if something happened. Okay, that stuff's not right.
Well, I'm almost inclined to believe you, because there's so many things that when you go down the rabbit hole, you're like, well, I remember this as well. So remember the other
But
night.
we're not the only ones that remember. That's
No.
someone that didn't even hear about the Mandela Effect.
That's right.
Said they remember a certain thing we remembered.
Yes.
So it's
So this was what, 2 weeks ago? We were having
Yeah.
we had a dinner party, and we had some friends over, and we were sitting around. It was towards the end of the afternoon,
Yeah.
and they were like, the conversation by the end of the night started veering off way down the rabbit hole. And obviously, whenever people are around you, you tend to bring up something super odd, like the Mandela Effect. And they were like, what are you talking about? You're crazy. And I'm just like, no, before you just start saying people are crazy, throwing around the C word, because
Capital C.
you might need to just take a step back and just think for a second. So obviously, they had never even heard of the Mandela Effect, didn't even know it was a thing, never even heard the conspiracies on this. But it's really crazy, because we started talking about the one thing that gets most people.
But he swore he remembers that movie.
Yes. So for people that are
He
listening,
said, I'm gonna have to go look that up.
yeah, he was, and we haven't even heard from him since. I think we scared him. I think he's scared now. He might not ever come back to our dinner party. So the thing is, for the people that are listening, you can go look it up yourself.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, somebody somewhere has this movie on VHS in their grandparents' garage, and it's going to be full of dust, but the movie's real. I believe it's real. I know it because I watched the movie. I know I watched this movie. I watched this movie too many times to count growing up. And for people to tell me that, no, Shazam's not real,
Yeah.
it's like, what are you, crazy? Like, yes, it's real. I know I saw Sinbad as a genie.
It's so crazy because there's half of a whole group of people are going to say, yes, he did. And then the other half's going to say, no, you're all nuts.
So for the people
They say it was
listening,
Shaq, right?
today's podcast, we're going to be talking about a few different things. But one of the things we wanted to talk about, because we're writing one of our books that is based on time travel. So the idea is, if you could go back in time, a couple of things to consider would be, number one, where would you go? And if you could go there, what would you be doing? And lastly, would you change anything? Because there's consequences to all of these decisions. At least I think there would be a consequence to them.
That's the theory.
That is a
That's
theory.
the theory that
is the theory.
consequence to all those changes.
So
Like in the Sound of Thunder.
the whole idea about the Mandela Effect goes back to like all the way back to like the 80s, where people, the South African president, Nelson Mandela, they thought, a lot of people not just thought, a lot of people remembered that in the 80s, he died in prison. And they were like, Nelson Mandela's dead. But that didn't happen, supposedly. In our reality, in the 90s, he was released from prison, and he didn't die until like 2013. He passed away as a very old man. So a lot of people were like, no, you're crazy. Mandela died in prison. And they're like, no, he's still alive up until 2013, of course. And that's how they coined the term, obviously, the Mandela Effect. But then it was because of this idea. A lot of people started looking at everything else. And you brought up one earlier. Is it the Berenstein Bears or the Berenstein Bears?
I would even almost say that maybe that movie. Just maybe. I know I watched it. But I would say, okay, maybe I messed up somewhere in there. But that book, I'm telling you right now, I remember in my first grade classroom.
I know.
I remember my teacher's name. I remember reading these books.
You remember every detail.
To
everything.
I know. So it was a little paperback book. And I was like, that's the weirdest name for anybody.
Right.
I remember, I don't even know if it was the first grade, but you see, maybe that puts holes in my story. Right?
Maybe.
No.
Well, here's the
I'm telling
thing.
you right now, I know it.
So the other one, this is a crazy one, is the spelling of Looney Tunes.
Hang on.
It's tunes. It's not, so like the way people have it spelled in their head.
It's Tunes now.
That is correct.
But it was Toons.
That's
when
what
we
people
were
say.
kids.
That's what everybody said.
Have
I
you
thought
looked
it
at
was.
that lately? Because
So
I haven't.
I always thought it was too, because the way they would zoom in on the O's. Like I had vivid.
They zoomed in on the O's.
I would have vivid
I watched
imaginations
Looney
of that.
Tunes as many times as I could. Yes, it did have the
Vivid
two
memories
O's.
of that.
Looney
Vivid.
Tunes.
Yes. And that is not how it's
Are
spelled
you
at all.
I think they changed it.
So all that to say, it's little things. So like, if for those that have read Ray Bradbury's short story, A Sound of Thunder, you'll know exactly how the book starts off whenever he reads the sign. And it's like, we'll take you anywhere. You shoot the dinosaur, blah, blah, blah.
You pick the animal.
You pick exactly. So like he reads this sign.
take
It's in,
you.
obviously it's in English, but it's when he returns.
Well, because it said that one of the people in the book, anti this, anti that, and it said anti-educated or something like
Right.
that. No, anti-intellectual. and then when he gets back,
Right. Now all of a sudden
Give
the
me strength.
sign that they're reading is not even, it's
take
not
your
even.
tail.
Yes. I thought it was funny. I was like, oh my goodness, everyone in the world's now Cajun. The way it read.
Don't make fun of my people.
But all that to say, that's the butterfly effect, right? That's what they're trying to paint the image of, is you go back in time and you change one thing. And in the case of the Sound of Thunder, he stepped off the track and he killed a small butterfly. And they went back in, 20 million years into the future, and everything about reality was not catastrophically different, but just slightly
Except the
different.
fact they couldn't read and spell.
They could not read and spell, which is a big difference. So they all became me. But the thing is it's whenever you hear the Mandela Effect, and then you read Ray Bradbury, you're like, wait a minute.
Or
Like,
the butterfly effect.
yes, you're like, this is all kind of similar. And there's this idea that, if you could go back in time, people argue that if you change one thing, obviously the future would be changed. And that's one possibility. The other possibility is where it's like the multiverse idea.
Well, it's like the Trunks in Dragon Ball Z.
Exactly.
Future Trunks.
Exactly.
He went back to a time he thought he was going to change the outcome of his own future, and it did not change.
That's right. Obviously, his whole premise was Trunks was which is by far, for anyone listening, Future Trunks is my favorite Dragon Ball Z character. Has been since I was a little kid. I used to part my hair right down the middle when I still had it. That was my favorite character growing up.
He did that?
I just liked the way he looked. Like, his character was so cool. He come out with he had the cool vest on, the sword.
His buff.
He like beats up Frieza. They've been
He
fighting
didn't beat up Frieza. He just
chop sueyed.
just in one
Right.
swing.
And he would just go into little particles.
He done caused Goku all kind of trouble.
Right.
Just one.
And then this dude just comes out of nowhere, goes Super Saiyan on him, and then just destroys Frieza. By far, favorite character. But the whole idea and this is their version of it too, which is different than what Ray Bradbury wrote. This concept is he goes back in time. Mm-hmm. He changes the past. He tries to save Goku, right? He gives him this medicine.
Well, he did save him in that timeline, just not his own.
Exactly. Different timelines. So all he did was created a branch. And he creates a web of branches where there's multiple realities. And honestly, poor Trunks, he goes back. Gohan is still dead. Everyone is still dead. The androids are still wreaking havoc. And he has to, live to fight another day in his own future. Mm-hmm. But there's an idea there that's like, oh, well, what if you had the ability to go back in time, would it be that way?
Or is it with old Biff in Back to the Future?
Yes.
Well, I say old. Well, he's the one that brought it back in the
You're
second
right.
Back to the Future.
Stole that almanac.
Except I'm trying to think about, because when Doc was explaining to Marty everything that had happened,
Yeah.
he drew the line and then he said it made a, I forgot what he called it.
We're gonna have to go back and watch it again.
I watch those movies so much though. It's, anyways, it messed up his reality.
Right.
It did change Marty's future and Biff's future.
Right.
You know, it wasn't a completely different thing like in Trunks' world.
Right.
He got the almanac. He got rich. His dad, Marty's dad,
Right.
got shot.
That one's a little complex because he travels back in time and it does change the future. So that's
Yeah,
very similar to Ray Bradbury's writing as well. So
Yeah.
the storyline is you change the past, you change the future. So I really like all these concepts because we're writing a book. Obviously, The Crimson Mural deals with traveling through time. And I like exploring those ideas. We haven't really dove too far into it, at least in book one, where we haven't dove too far into, is there gonna be repercussions for things that are left behind, altered? And if they are, would you even notice? Because for the people that were traveling back, you know, in through the time machine in Ray Bradbury's book, they realized there was a change, but no one else did, right? Everyone that was in present time, it was just the life they lived. Everything was, you know, normal.
Yeah, it's normal.
Which goes back to the Mandela Effect, where people look at it and they're like, well, for some reason, there's like a part of your brain that just remembers something slightly different.
Yeah, it's why do you, because it makes it feel like you're the crazy.
It makes you feel crazy.
Yeah.
But instincts are so powerful. If some people feel like, man, like somebody's watching me, they turn around and lo and behold, there's somebody there, run the other way.
Or deja vu.
Right, or deja vu. And there's truth to be told in those too. So whenever someone says like, oh, the Mandela Effect is just ridiculous, it's like, well, I don't know. This thing might have some teeth to it after all. Because I'm telling you, I watched Kazam with Shaquille O'Neal, like playing a genie. I loved that movie as a kid. Equally so, just like they make movies all the time, or they'll write books all the time. It's like, oh, well, there's also another movie or another book that's exactly like this one.
Yeah.
They made a movie called Shazam with Sinbad.
Yes.
And I remember watching this movie multiple times growing up. And now all of a sudden it doesn't
At the old video
exist.
store. This was before Blockbuster was a thing and put them out of business.
Right.
Mind you.
And
That
now the
just
whole
makes you
world
feel real
says,
old.
but there's a large portion, we're not talking about like 50 people. We're talking about millions of people that say, I also watched this movie.
But did you?
Explain it. Just explain
that book, it wasn't Stain, it was Steen. Like
Right.
Steen syrup.
it. Exactly.
Ask every person in Louisiana, or at least where I came
The
from.
Berenstein Bears.
They know what Steen is. It was spelled Steen at the end.
And now it's different. And I looked at every one of the books we have in the house because we
I
have
didn't-
so many of them.
But I didn't notice they changed it until Rachel was in school, that it was A-I-N.
So it's just like in Back to the Future, whenever the past was altered, it was just like it glossed over. Remember, there was like an image and it had.
It was George McFly, something.
Yes.
You know,
showed
it
when
had
he
his
died
birth, his, you know,
and his death.
Then, after all the events had been changed,
Yes.
at the end of the second movie, this was going into the third, all the stuff changed.
Yeah, it was like magic. It just
Yeah,
like
it
vanished.
erased.
It just erased off. Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's why a lot of people think like, then it makes you think you're in the Matrix. So like, how far down this rabbit hole do you want to go?
Not that far.
Right, not that far. At least not today, people. But the thing is, I really think that there's like, part of me is like, oh, I'm on board with the Mandela Effect because
Me too.
I'm
Except
convinced.
the thing is with me is that you say how far do you want to go down that rabbit hole. The problem with me is that I have like 50 other tabs open, so I get lost in there, so I buffer a lot. It's a lot going on in here.
Another one that a lot of people forget about, and this is gonna, for the people that are already like on the, already on the bandwagon, they're not gonna care. They're gonna be like, dude, you're just talking about old stuff. We already all know
There's
this.
so many.
But I will tell you, the other one that messed me up is the Luke, I'm your father. Like I specifically remember, everybody in the world remembers.
I remember that too.
How many people said it? Time after time, I'd ask anybody to quote the most famous line
in school
from Star Wars.
Little kids would be
and they're gonna
saying
go, Luke, I am your father.
that.
That's not what he said at all.
But
He never said, Luke, I am your father. He said, no, I am your father. And that's like, no, he didn't.
no,
He said, Luke, I am your father. Everybody knows that. But you go back and watch the movie, it's not what he said. How can we all misremember something? This many people misremember things? It doesn't line up.
I hate to sound even more nuts though, but I don't care.
You don't
But
care.
Well, I'm already deemed the crazy. So here it is. It's that everything we watch now, how old is it? Okay. And not to mention that it's that old, but it's all coming from a streaming service.
Right. Yeah, maybe they could have manipulated it, is what you're saying. Well, there's people that have it on like VHS and DVD, and it's
There's
different there
subliminal
too.
messages, and it's for a reason.
No, that's true.
Why do you think they show you all this stuff in the theater for popcorn? Cokes.
Yeah.
They make you want a Coke popcorn.
They do.
And it
We
looks
went and watched that movie the other day,
crisp and just...
and when they do the little bubbles that
Yeah,
are
it's...
popping past the ice,
Drink Coke and I
I'm
want
like,
a Coke.
I can't even, like, the idea of drinking a large, like, Route 44 size Coke as a kid,
Just say 44
do it all
ounce.
down. I would have done it all day, right? But now, like the amount of sugar that would like I would be drinking water
As
for
much as
hours
my
trying to flush my
coffee,
mouth
yeah.
out. Yeah,
I think that comes with getting old.
but man, do they make it sound so good?
Mhm.
Like you just see all the bubbles floating up, and they make that little pouring sound. I wonder how much money they put into making like just the sound effects
there's
for that
people-
commercial.
You see, and whenever they're doing how it's made or
Yeah.
the behind the scenes,
Right.
there's a person doing
Oh, I know.
like for the feet. The
But Coca-Cola puts so much
Yeah.
money into perfecting the sound of that fizz.
One thing that makes me want to think that they're messing with stuff they shouldn't. I saw a conspiracy.
Of course you did.
Of course I did. That
You have a whole ring of you guys.
yes,
Yeah.
I am not the leader, but I will definitely hear the stories. So. But it's Titanic, when it sank, all these big names got on it. And I don't recall the names, but give me a minute and I'll find you that list. Anyways, JP Morgan was supposed to go, canceled his trip. Then it hits a massive iceberg. So that makes me go to think, and it's like somebody went back, like, hey, we need you for this purpose.
Yeah.
We want centralized banking. Don't get on
I
that
see what you're
boat.
saying now. You're saying
Time
that somebody went
travel.
back in time and was like, hey,
Don't
don't get on the boat.
I'm just saying.
Mm,
No, I
mm.
don't know. Could be wrong.
It's interesting.
Little take a step into my shoes, step into my office.
Why is it dark in here and full of spikes?
Well,
That's funny. So I've never really thought about that. I mean, that's
it makes you wonder.
a lot of people say, hey, this is crazy.
I'm
But
not
we
sound
all
crazy.
sit around and watch movies and we read books about it all the time, and it's perfectly okay. It's just not okay to believe it.
Certain things
right?
in movies. Yeah, certain things in movies.
It's not okay to believe it.
Hear me
You
out.
can entertain it.
As crazy as all of the stuff we discussed sounds, most of the things we have today were not a thing. We have AI. It's a big one. AI. Yeah, you can go talk to a computer and it's like a normal person talking to you. It
Right.
tells you what you want to hear. It's the worst thing. It's like, am I smart? And then it'll be, sure, you're so smart. It's like, you're really not that smart. Anyways, whenever I'm asking stuff, I want not harsh, but I want truth.
Yes.
You know, don't just tell me what I want to hear. Don't laugh, because I've seen a TLC show where people were marrying cars. Okay?
No, that's funny that you say that. There's it's not children's book related at all.
No.
But there's a movie with Joaquin Phoenix, and it's where he marries an AI. It's like
What
this
movie
whole
is that?
yeah, I forgot
Well,
the
it's
name
like
of
the
it.
one with Robin Williams, Bicentennial Man.
Well, this is not that way. This is much Bicentennial Man is just a beautiful
That's-
film. This is more like a dark comedy. Like it's not even really supposed to be funny. It's more like, really? Like the whole time you're watching it, you're like, really? Like this is what we're watching? But yeah, it's him, and it's the whole world of people that just talk. There's not even like a body or like a figure to the AI. It's just voice. It's just in their ears. They just talk to it.
It's like Skippy and Joe.
Kinda.
The can.
Except people fell in love with the AI, and legislation laws were passed where they could marry
You
their
see,
AI.
that's just.
Yeah, it's bananas. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. But to get back what you were saying, it's so true. How many movies and how many... Imagine reading a book when you were a kid and you're like, wow, could you imagine if this was real? And then now it is real. And now it's just an everyday thing.
Mhm. Look, we have the Roombas.
Right.
Sweep, mop for you. Clean up everything.
Yeah, like the
Don't do that.
Jetsons.
Yes. Then you have
I mean...
machines now, mind you, that they can fold your clothes.
Right.
I'm just thinking, but it's like, how lazy do you have to be that you're going to take the time to put that piece of clothes in the machine, unless you're a perfectionist. I could get that at that point.
I haven't seen this one yet.
I've seen this. I understand people are so busy, but there's a whole epidemic in this country, and we know what it is. These things are not helping it. I mean, have you not watched WALL-E?
Right.
Look,
I know. I feel like as a parent,
I'm not little. That's the thing. I'm not, because I'm a big girl. But
I feel like when you watch
not
WALL-E as a parent and you see how luxurious life has become because of the assistance of technology.
And I get it.
And
I'll
that
get lost without GPS.
Everyone is just plump and just flopping around. You're like, dang.
But look at us.
It goes back to the premise of the whole idea is that we have a Roomba because now that is being handled, we can
focus
put
on
that
it.
energy into something else.
But some people do
Some
not.
people don't. They're just like,
people,
oh, I'm just going to play more games or watch more movies.
And I get that some people are just, I know your kids have soccer, your kids have after school activities or summer I get it.
Yeah, it's beneficial for things like that.
You still need to do things. You still need to be physically active. You still need to move. You need to go for a walk.
Right.
At least a 30-minute walk. There was a commercial when we were kids that said you need to exercise 30 minutes a day. I think that kind of thing would benefit everyone.
No, for sure. That's why we do it.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not saying this because I think that I'm tiny. I don't. I was very large, still heavily overweight.
You're not heavily overweight.
Yes, I am.
No,
According to the charts, yes, I am heavily overweight. I'm probably just under morbidly obese.
Girl,
just under.
You've lost so much weight.
But it doesn't mean I don't weigh a lot.
Oh my goodness. She's crazy, people. No, I can't accept that because then I would have to say I'm morbidly obese. And I still have like body dysmorphia. Like I see myself as the same 355-pound person I was before.
I mean, I don't see myself as a large chunk, but I don't think I'm toothpick either.
Well, I'm not a toothpick, but I'm also, I know that I'm not like buttering my hips to get through the doors anymore.
Like I'm lathering
because I felt like that's exactly what I used to have to do to get through the house.
Say it all the time.
I know. I was like, man, this is rough. Is breakfast done yet? I know. I think the most embarrassing thing about being big is when somebody points out how heavy I was breathing. They're like,
they did that?
Yes.
Oh, you
those things, you know, like
goodness.
Somebody's like, are you all right? You sound winded. And I'm just like, guy, we're in the middle of a prayer service here. Like, why are you calling me out like this? Yeah,
Whoa.
It was really rough.
That's harsh.
And I didn't notice it. It's like, wow, I really am breathing. I'm labored just from moving around.
Breathing heavy, unless my breathing heavy was too loud for me to notice yours.
I know somebody's walking around like, who's snoring in here? You're like, I didn't even. Very nasally around here.
Crazy as the topics we discussed sound, things that were UFOs on the news.
So here's the thing.
Okay, that was. You're going somewhere you don't want to be in the 50s or the 60s.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. So here's the thing. And this is why a lot of people will be like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. But then the government declassifies UFOs to the general public. And it's like, is everyone crazy? If you can unrule that from being the conspiracy, which I'll be honest with you, the universe is ever expanding. And the idea that we would be all alone it's ludicrous. I mean, the universe is too large for such a perfect accident to have happened only once. I guess you could say if there was that much luck, then nobody would even play the lottery. Like the idea is that like there's still a chance for someone to win billions getting random numbers drawn.
Billions?
Yeah, sometimes the lottery gets up to the billions. Most of the times, hundreds of millions.
I keep saying when I win the lottery, I don't even play.
I know. We don't play. That's why you don't know how high it can get.
Well.
But the thing is, the universe is so large. It's like, how could we say like, oh, there's not something else out there? Like you were saying earlier about all of the things that they were fantasy at one time. And now they're just normal.
Yeah, it was
activities.
a sci-fi movie or a book.
I remember watching movies, obviously like Back to the Future or like Smart House, where you're like, oh, these are These are just
That'll never be a thing.
Yeah. And
Cell
now,
phones, you can FaceTime people.
right,
You can be in another part of the country and you
Yeah.
can see somebody live.
talking to somebody live
Well,
on
that's
their
like
watch.
live news feeds.
You can look back at time and, like every 100 years to see how advanced technology has grown. It's literally, if you go from today back just 20 years ago, it's a huge difference, just 20. You go back 50 years and it's like, oh my God.
Witchcraft!
Right. You go back 100 years and you're probably going to get burned at the stake for talking about some of this stuff. So,
You have the wrong mold, you're in trouble.
right. But it's crazy that so many things that were believed to be fantasy are now reality. So then it begs the question, in our future, just ours, 20, 30 years from now,
Yeah.
what is going to be normal, commonplace daily activities, daily support from technology?
Do you think flying cars would ever really be a thing?
Man, I really did hope that they would be.
Oh, me too. As a kid, oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
But here's the thing.
October
How many
21st,
plane crashes?
2015?
I know.
Or 20.
How many plane crashes have we had in 2026 alone?
Oh,
And then we want to give people keys to fly around in the sky at
yeah,
their
I
own
would be the
leisure?
worst. Listen, I can't.
Not
I can
happening.
barely drive on the flat road.
It's not happening.
Yeah, you're right.
It's never going to
I
happen.
can't even hardly ride on
No.
a bicycle.
It's beyond challenging to become a pilot. And there's already a shortage of
That's
pilots.
for a reason.
Right, there's a shortage of pilots already. And then we are supposed to envision a world where cars are just going to fly all over the place. Maybe hover. I could say years from now, maybe we can stop making tires and cars can hover 6 inches off the ground. But that's probably going to require magnetized road strippings. And then I can't imagine how much traffic would be jammed up in Houston if every road has to have magnets installed just so
They're
cars can
already
stop.
having a hard time getting the road work done.
I know, it's brutal as it is. But all that to say, maybe they'll hover in the future. Flying cars isn't happening. I wanted it to as a kid. Man, I wanted it to so
It'd be
bad.
So cool. But I mean, it's like having a mini jet.
So obviously I worked offshore for a long time, and these were trained pilots that flew helicopters. And we had so many close calls, and I had 3 emergency landings where things were just going really bad. Fuel line ruptures, severe weather, and there was just all kind of problems where like, hey, we got to put the bird down. And then we want to give the keys to somebody who probably is wearing flip-flops. Like the idea that somebody's just gonna,
late. Like
yeah,
I'm
they're
always
they're
running
late, and it's like, as the crow flies, and they're just flying. How fast do they got to go to keep the car in the air? I mean, think about like when you're 450 miles an hour in an airplane.
Yeah.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
I feel as if that's not even worth the risk.
It's not.
But yeah, the idea is super
Plus,
fun
no
to
one
think
could
about.
afford
It's
it.
super cool. But your whole close calls with the choppers and whatnot, I know a lot of people don't believe in God or higher power. I do heavily.
Yes, absolutely.
That's why I would say that's the grace of God.
It is.
No
Trust
kidding.
me, I was praying, and I didn't even know if I should have. That's the thing. I feel like whenever you're in when you're in an airplane or you're in a helicopter, especially in a helicopter, you can see the pilots. A lot of times they would just be like on a tablet. It's on autopilot. They're doing their thing. But the moment these guys are like clicking buttons and they're both talking to each other, it's like, whoa, why are you guys talking all of a sudden? Like, what's going on? We're not even, like, we're in between the flight.
It's like, hey
It's
guys,
not
what's
the-
going on?
Right. And we're all sitting back with our headphones on. And we're like looking at each other like, guys, what's going on? Like, I'd never seen them touch that button before. And there's like new buttons.
Red
the
button.
pilot's sweating. It's like, this could be it.
Not looking
This
good.
could be it. It is so terrifying. And you're just trying to convince yourself that it's all going to be okay because everyone knows that the plane
Listen.
goes down, everyone lives.
You have to
It doesn't work that way because
you have to believe that you will live.
I know. You have to believe that it's like, yeah, we're going to be
I
that.
believe I can fly.
Yes, if Tom Hanks flying this thing, maybe there's a chance.
Tom Hanks.
You
really.
never seen the movie? It's based on a true story about
Yes.
the pilot that landed it in the bay, and all those people survived.
I watched it. It was a good movie.
One of very few where people walk away. Most of the time, it's sadly the
Or
opposite.
it's like Lord of the Flies. Roar.
Oh my goodness, that was poor little piggy. I go back to that book all the time. I know, and you know how many. So like his character is so special because it's one of those characters where, you know, he's the underdog, So when the movie starts, or you start reading, especially if you're reading like a book, and you're like, oh, this is the main character of this book. They're the underdog.
But that's usually how it is. He is actually intelligent. That's the other part. And you got
here's the thing.
not so intelligence.
There's 3 good outcomes. One is that this person becomes the hero. They save the day. 2 is they live long enough to become the villain.
Ooh, yeah.
Right? Or sadly, they die as a martyr. They never, ever make it anywhere. And they're just beat down even further and even further. And that's exactly what happened to Piggy. A lot of people will be like, oh, you know, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Not for him. It's good writing. I love that kind of character because you get so attached to him. And then when it happens, you know it's coming. You're like, no. But you gotta turn the page. You're like, please stop. No, just don't do it.
Little delinquents.
I know. And then all of a sudden, the character that you've been rooting for, they don't make it out. But I also love it whenever a character that is the hero becomes the villain. It's I mean, obviously, we were talking about Darth Vader in the beginning of this. Like, that's a perfect example. Somebody who was just put into a corner.
His is a little different though. He became a villain because of selfishness.
He was selfish.
He was extremely selfish. That's why he became a villain. But then there's people like Harvey Dent. He became a villain because he was crushed.
Yes.
I mean, I hate the fact that I can totally understand why.
Yeah, I like Christopher Nolan's version of the Harvey Dent that they created.
Yes. Well, that's the one I think of.
Right.
I mean, the other one was funny with
he was noble.
Yeah.
Until he could not be. He was forced.
But it wasn't selfishness. It wasn't anything other than he just went through it.
No, so like there's a few characters in some of the books that we're writing where I get a lot of inspiration from that, and I'm like, man, I want to build a character that resembles this type of journey where they start off and I really look at it from 3 people like that, 3 different channels that the character can take throughout the journey of the book, which is number 1. They are the hero till the bitter end, and they only get challenged. They have their ups and their downs. They're beat, they're battered, they're bruised, but they succeed. They succeed from help along the way, right? They have their
that's
Gandalf.
Literally Naruto's story,
right? They have their Gandalf, or they like in
Kakashi,
or in Naruto's case, like they have their Kakashi,
or Iruka,
or they have their Yoda.
Yeah.
They need somebody. They can't do it on their own.
No.
They need the help. So, or the other one, which is they live long enough to become the villain. And man, I cannot remember the name of this book. It was an audiobook series. Dang, I really wish I remember the name of it.
That's unfortunate, but look at the anime Attack on Titan.
So, you know what? That's an even better example.
Literally.
He had to become the ultimate villain.
But he was.
Yeah, that one confused me because that's, we're talking about time travel. And
not that's not even time travel. That was just, but he
it was
lived.
At the end. His mind was going through time.
Well, it's because of
every version of reality.
It's because of his Titan. It's the ability it had.
And then you wonder,
but he didn't actually travel.
But
actually, yeah, he did. He spoke with.
That's not how I interpreted it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So I look at it, I'm thinking, did he always know?
He did. That's why he woke up as a child crying.
Yeah.
In the beginning, he woke up crying. You didn't get it, and he knew
he had to play
the pain of what was going to happen. He knew that hurt because of what he caused.
Man, Attack on Titan just messed me up.
Me too.
We don't watch a lot of anime as much as we would like to.
We don't watch anything as much as we'd like to. We're busy.
True. But that one, I finally got on board and sat down and watched it with you and Rachel. And it was, watching that with you and Rachel was like, it's so powerful because
it is extremely. You think it's going to be stupid. And I'm not even going to lie. It's not that it's boring, but it had just enough. What's happening in this story? I need to know.
Yes.
It wasn't just
the key for.
Yeah.
What is this key for? You bought Rachel.
Where is Grisha?
Yeah. I'm telling you. So the end of it though is where, so like if anybody else has watched this, you already know. But if you haven't watched it, we're not gonna ruin it for you. But
we didn't
ruin it for anybody. Maybe just a little bit. But we will say, you watch it in its entirety, and it's one of those stories. You live long enough to become a villain, but not just one person. Many people throughout that story take on this role, and you're like,
yeah, and
goodness.
I say,
but that's such powerful
writing. His could have been selfishness, but I get it. Most people would do a very selfish thing to protect theirs.
Yeah.
I would my children,
Right.
my family, my loved ones. Yeah.
Yeah. How far would you go to protect the people you love?
I don't even want to be put in that test.
Mm.
On the note of time travel, if you could travel back in time to change something in your past, would you do it? And if you would, what would you do?
So exactly. So for me, I think about that a lot of times, and if I knew that I would not affect the future, I would definitely want to change something. I don't really know what that would be, because I asked myself that when we talked about this before, and I'm asking myself, like,
deep discussion about it.
I'm like, has there been a moment in my life that if I would have chose something different would have resulted in a way better outcome for me, or for somebody that I love? And I think to myself that no, there's not, that I'm aware of, there's not a single thing that would be different where I would be like, oh, I would be providing my family millions of dollars every single, if that decision hasn't come yet, put it that way. So every decision I've made, that I believe I've made and that we've made for our family, I believe we've made the right decision to continue to build the life that we want to live. So there's not anything that I would change to improve my future or my present reality by going back and changing anything. I don't know that I have that. I think that some people do. And I'm curious to know what people think about it. Like, what would they go back and change? But this is something I would do. And I know it sounds crazy. There's certain moments where my heart was broke as a kid. I would go back and not do that thing, just so I never had to feel that. So
do you have an example?
Here's an example.
Elaborate.
Here's an example. This is gonna sound so dumb.
Is it the French fry?
How did you know I was gonna talk about the French fry? Are you serious right now? You know I was gonna talk about this French fry.
I didn't know you were gonna talk about it, but whenever there's things I would go back to change.
So you hit the nail on the head. This is true love, people. That's true love. So I would go back to the French fry. I was a little bitty kid. You know the story.
Yes, I know the story.
And my mom and them bought me and my little brother McDonald's, and my dad walks in and he does exactly what I do now.
Dad tax.
Yes, I dad tax my kids every day. I'm like, dad tax.
Hey, you're paying for it.
He grabs this long French fry, the longest French fry
But he didn't
in the
pick
box.
it.
He just grabbed it, just being a dad.
Lucky.
I went nuts as a kid. I'm crying. I ruined my meal. I knocked my drink over.
Are you serious?
I wanted my French fry. I
didn't remember you drank.
Spoiled little kid, but I spilt my drink. And despite the fact that I spilt my Coke and, ruined my lunch, it was how disappointed my dad was. He was like, I broke his heart. And he was just like, I can't believe,
you did that to Pawpaw.
Man, it just, the look on his face, if I could go back and just be like, just have the French fry. I'm gonna take it to my grave. I just think about it all the time. I'm like, I just wish that I would have just let my dad eat that French fry, and I would have been laughing and joking, oh, here's another one. Because guess what? I had 50 of them in a bag. It doesn't matter. But I would go back and change something like that.
Believe me, I know that feeling all
Yeah,
too
I would
well.
change that. And for the people that are listening, my dad is still alive. It's not that he has passed away, and I regret this, to my soul.
It gets worse when they go, trust me.
But it is one of those things where I would definitely, if I could change anything, I would let him have that French fry, and I'd be happy about it.
One thing I could if I could go back and change it. This is so dumb. And it's not dumb. It's just that week before Mom passed, I was in a rush to get home, so I had a long drive home.
Yeah.
Traffic. It was my week to go home. It was raining. And I told her bye, gave her a hug, always tell her I love her, leave. And then she said, where's Rachel? I said, she's in the car. I'm just going to go get her. I'm going to go. I'm just coming to tell you bye. I'm leaving. She said, you won't come let her give me a hug.
Yeah.
I said, oh, Mom, I'm coming back Friday. And yeah, I would go back and let her hug Rachel one last time. That still to this day crushes my soul.
I mean,
trust me, I get it.
Yeah, to help my French fry.
Oh no, but trust me.
No,
I'm not.
Tears me
there's
up.
There's a day it's gonna come for everybody. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
You will feel it, and all those stupid things you're gonna remember. They're gonna hurt a whole lot worse. I'm not trying to be mean to you about it, but yeah.
Well,
it's a whole lot more. But Yeah. Just an idiot on the run. And our neighbor, Miss Becky, I was crying about that on the porch, and she literally just walked up. She was drinking her coffee, having her cigarette. She just walked up to the thing. She just come hug me. Yeah. Sweetest lady.
I just feel that when you ask somebody this, and it's not to change the subject at all.
No.
But I feel like whenever you ask somebody, like if you could go back and change something, I feel like you get to understand someone a little bit better just based on their response. Like, and it's not to say, oh, I'm a perfect person, because I wouldn't go back and make myself a millionaire.
No.
But my ultimate instinct would be that moment whenever I feel like I did something like that, like where I was like, I just wish I would have done something a little bit better.
Yeah, I wish I would have made a better
choice.
choice.
I wanted him to appreciate that moment with me, because I see it as a father now, and like your moment with your mother. Those are things that like you just get back a love, and that's all it is.
Yeah,
that's what you want back, and just have more of it. Yeah, more of those memories, and
or just say I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah,
I know. So again, I can't think of anything that I would change that would change my future, though.
And I know it sounds stupid, and it's probably because it's movies. The whole thing with going back for riches and money, it's hard to say, because watching what happened with Biff and all these bad things that happened, sometimes money is not always the best thing.
No, not at all.
Or too much of it.
All that really makes me think about, so we talked about Ray Bradbury. We talked about things we would go back and change. A lot of people, this whole idea is like, oh, going back and changing something will affect the present and the future. But what about things that you're doing today?
Yeah.
Right now, decision you make. And I think if you think about like, oh, the idea is preposterous, but in reality, right now, so you don't believe in time travel. Time travel is not real. You go down that rabbit hole. But what about the decisions we make today and the weight that they hold? Because the whole concept about things that could be changed, one little butterfly, right? The butterfly effect, one little decision has a catastrophic change on the outcome of not just your future, but everyone's future, right? So
I think in the whole scheme of it, I think it kind of is like that anyway.
It is.
Because
it really is.
What you do health-wise, if you don't take care of yourself, going for a walk, they say this many minutes a day can help reduce issues like with heart disease and whatnot. You don't listen to this advice and you die 10 years sooner than you were supposed to.
Yes, and that's one line. That's so okay. Perfect. You say that. So a decision that takes effect that's 10 years from now, or somebody who's or 50 years from now, for that matter, that would still be a very short term in the span of your lifetime. But a decision that you make that affects your children's late years, or a decision that affects something that happens 1,000 years from now, and then you say, "Oh, that's impossible."
No,
but that's the whole concept.
We're all here because of that.
Ray Bradbury talked about the rat, that you kill one rat today, that was going to have an offspring of 1,000 rats. From those thousands, millions of rats in the future die. People are like, "Oh, well, it's just," he's like, Eckel ended up saying like, "Well, it's just a rat. Why does it matter?" And he's like, "Well, that one rat would have became food for one fox, or that one rat would have had, 1 million offsprings, which would have fed 1 million foxes, which would have been food to a million saber-toothed tigers."
The mice, then to the fox, eating the mice, then the lions or saber-tooth
all the
eating
way to the
foxes,
caveman.
To the caveman going to hunt, but the lions are not there, so they starve to death.
The lion didn't make it to him. That caveman
could have had offsprings that would have been whole entire nations, which is how it is. Look,
I can understand that. One small change affects the outcome of a future, because all of these possibilities were snuffed out of existence. Well, the decisions we make today are in that exact same scale. We could do something, step on a roach,
Okay.
Yeah. Kill a frog in the bathtub.
I was terrified. I didn't mean to do it. I don't know why. It was a toy. I don't like killing things. I was raised, if you kill it, you got to eat it. I don't want to eat it.
You're not eating that thing. So here's the thing. All that to say, it's what are we really going to do? So I have to think about this because it does put a little bit more added stress on me than probably I need. But I'm like, okay, I'm not just thinking about my children or their children, but future generations. Things we do today matter.
They do.
And that could be to small decisions all the way to larger environmental impacts. Like, I mean, how large of a situation do you want to make it? But we do have to say our actions have consequences. And we don't have to be in a world of fantasy where, oh, well, we can only fix them if we go back.
No.
Or we can be today, you and me both, and make a better decision.
You look at things like raising children. We are trying to raise them. I try to raise my children to be, hopefully they will be good people. That doesn't mean to say that they will be, because I know so many people that were not raised to be the way they are, but yet they are that way.
Right.
But I'm trying to raise my children to be moral people. And I feel with that, it's small things. Like, you're small, you're bigger than someone else. Don't hurt someone that's smaller than you. Protect them.
Right.
You know, do what you can to protect them. If you can do anything, you don't try to harm this person or even just a little animal.
Right.
That's things that I think are small steps towards futures.
Yeah.
And how they will be, and hopefully they will take that and they will use that same thing in upbringing their offsprings.
Yeah, it's like dominoes.
Yeah.
Really. Well, you flipped one domino.
Yeah, so I didn't come from the best.
And are you flipping a domino in favor of something that's a good outcome? Because most likely the next outcome will be another good outcome.
Yeah.
And then so on and so forth. I think that a lot of people, again, I know we talked about this because it's because of the book we're writing, The Crimson Mural. Time travel is going to be all throughout the book.
Yeah.
But with that said, it's when you think about it, you don't even have to believe in time travel, but just believe in the concept that the decision that you make today,
They 100%
could have, it can and most likely
does. It can have
does.
good or bad effects, and we don't know how that's going to be, but the reality is that will.
And I think if more people thought about, hey, this thing that I'm thinking about doing, or the thing that I'm going to do without thinking about it at all, just a quick action, what would the outcome be?
Yeah,
not just in your lifetime, but in future generations' lifetimes. And what are we going to do something in our lifetime that affects 10,000 years into the future, 10 million years into the future if the Lord tarries?
I don't know, but
I mean, the whole idea is that, like, oh, there's nothing that we do that's that significant. But look how one just special, civilizations have risen and fallen, right? Dynasties have risen and fallen, and we still talk about them.
Yeah.
There's still things that there's the unexplained in Egypt. There's everything that's happened.
Don't forget South America, Mexico.
Right.
Mexico's a big one.
Yeah, where's the Mayans? The decisions we make, we just have to think a little bit more about if you go into it with the mindset like this could be something that's very positive, that could have lasting domino effect, where it just one thing falls into the next thing, falls into the next thing. I think that we would just collectively, people would make better choices.
They would just
make better choices.
Goal. It's like the song that Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself,
right,
and make some changes.
Right.
That's the first place to start. You think, oh, I can't make a difference in the world, but maybe you don't have to make such a huge difference in globally, but you can do what you can do. There's things you can change. You could do something that might, oh my goodness, you could start a charity. You could run a charity.
Well, we talked a little bit about random things today, which I love that though. I love being able to just sit down and have a conversation with you. And
the weirder, the better.
Right. So I'm really hoping the next time we do a podcast that we will have one of our first guests on the show. We got to work out the kinks, right? Figure out how we want it to look with them being on the show. Obviously, they'll be virtual, but Pete Amato. So for the people on that are listening, Pete Amato's book, Carter's Quest to be a Superhero, it's out now. You can go to glasswoodstoryworks.com and grab a copy of it right now.
It's a great, fun book.
It is. It is about imagination, inspiration, and just being yourself. And if your kids are like my kids, they'll gravitate towards this book because that's exactly, this book is written about a kid. I mean, it's just what it means to be a child in just to be yourself. Yeah. So check this out. Like I said, it's at our website. Hoping to have Pete Amato on. He's one of the authors that we signed onto Glasswood Storyworks. He's a phenomenal person to talk to. We've had many conversations with him, and every time we talk, I'm like, man, Pete, I really want to get you on the podcast, I'm and really hoping that when we do film it, he's going to have his little backdrop.
Yeah.
He's got like Alf on his shelf. He's got all kind of like
see it, I love this
baseball. He's got like his whole little setup looks pretty good. I'm like, dude, it looks like you got a podcast set up already. So really hoping to get Pete on the show. That'll hopefully be on the next episode, if not the one after that. But like I said, if you haven't got your copy yet, go to our website. You can also get it at any place where you buy your books. So you can request it from like Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Walmart, wherever you buy your books at. It's out there. But if you want to support a local author, go to glasswoodstoryworks.com and buy it directly from us. It helps support Pete even better. And then also, if you haven't also purchased one yet, Nicole Smith Schultz book, My Baby Doll, it's on our website as well. Be sure to get you a copy of this. This is another beautiful book. Again, I've talked about it before. It's a short poem style book that really tells a good story about what it means to be a mother. And it's just that sharing that memory that she said, when she told us what she was writing, and she was like, I just had this idea in my head because it's about her daughter, where she's examining her daughter, holding this baby doll so preciously. And she's like, that's exactly how you're doing what I do for you. And there's a story in that. And it's, again, a very short, a beautiful story right here. So you can check this out at our website as well, at glasswoodstoryworks.com. Grab you a copy. We're also going to get Nicole on the show. So that's going to be another great podcast with her. She's been on a few podcasts already.
She's quite busy. Yeah.
Yeah, she's very busy. What I think is funny is every time she does, the last one she did, she's like, I didn't do that. I don't know how you guys, if you're going to like it or not. I'm like, I'm sure you did great. And she almost had me a little nervous that she didn't do that good on the podcast. And then I went and listened to it. I'm like, Nicole, you did fantastic. Like, you really dove into your story, and you showed people a different side of yourself that I was like, man, this is very inspiring to listen to. Yeah. I thought she did a fantastic job. So we can't wait to get her on the show as well. Again, her schedule is just a little bit more complex because she's a teacher. She's a librarian, and she's busy with all those little kids.
Well, it's not school right now, but she's also busy doing her own stuff for her books because she has several other books.
She's got several books out. You can pick up a copy of My Baby Doll at glasswoodstoryworks.com. Again, supporting a local author, it goes a long way for them. One of the last things we want to talk about, obviously, we've got several books in the work right now. Ernest is coming along. It's just taken a while because I'm really focused on making sure the illustrations are really good. We also have another book that we pulled, it was kind of like a little further in line, but we reached out to our illustrator and we've handed it off to them. So they're currently working on the illustrations for the book, but it's going to be part of a series. And book one is going to be Lynn's Big Maybe. And it's about a bunch of little gnome. It's a gnome family. And I really like the book though, because it's going to teach a very valuable lesson. And I think that it's super cute. So like when I went back and was editing through it before we sent it off to the illustrator, I was like, man, I know she's going to do a really good job. She's already shown us a bunch of sketches of the things she's working on. But I really think when kids are going to read the book, they'll be like, one of my biggest things is whenever you read a children's book, you don't want to be the person saying and teaching the lesson, like you're directing them, versus the main character, Lynn, in this case. So book one will be about her. She finds the solution to her problem internally. Yeah. So she figures out what she needs to do. Her mommy didn't have to tell her. Her daddy didn't have to tell her. Her friends didn't have to tell her. She figured it out herself. She perseveres. And then I just think it's so much more self-fulfilling. And the reason I like that is because when I read a book, especially when I was a kid, I would always envision me and like, this is me, I'm this person. So like whenever they read the book and they realize that like, this is what it's about, it gives them a more self-fulfilling purpose of the story. Yeah. And I really think there's more magic in that. So again, Lynn's Big Maybe, it should be out in a few months. Illustrations will take a while. Honestly, because she's just so much better at the illustrations and faster at it, she might beat me on Ernest's Berry Disaster. I want to get it done, but there's just so many things going on. I just chip away at the artwork right now, unfortunately.
That's what you do.
Yeah, it's coming, and I can't wait for it to come out. I really can't wait. I think Ernest and the Berry Disaster is one of the funniest little cute stories. And I like it because there's so many stories that I read that I'm like, you pull inspiration from them, right? And you're like, I like a funny story. I like a story that makes the kids want to laugh and not just say, hey, come, sit down so I can, talk to you in monotone for 20 minutes. So, yeah. But we've been reading The Wild Robot to the kids and they love it. The Wild Robot is such a good little book. So we watched the movie. We stumbled on the movie. It's been out for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
And Jude loves The Wild Robot.
Charlie too.
They both love it.
They love it.
And then we were at Barnes & Noble and we picked up, it's like, I don't know, 40 chapters. It's a decent sized book. And I read them a couple of chapters every night. I like it though. It's such a good little book.
It is cute.
So if you haven't picked that one up yet, it's not by Glasswood Storyworks, but I highly recommend it.
It's a really
good book. Yeah. And
it's fun. It's fun for the kids.
it is fun for the kids. All right. So I think this is a good spot to stop it. I don't know when we'll film the next episode. The goal is to have a guest on probably another month. That'll give us a little bit of time to sort everything out, make sure their schedules align with ours. All right. This was a different episode.
Very.
Honestly, I like it. It was because it reminded me of when we were in the Ozarks.
We can't be weird again.
We're gonna be weird every time. All right, this was a pleasure. I cannot wait to do another episode like this. I feel like they're the best ones when we just talk about random things that are somewhat on a topic.
I'm gonna do some homework.
Yeah, let's do some homework. I feel like when we do homework, we tend to mess up though. And
Very
I'm not trying to fail this test. So anyways, for those of you who have stuck around to the end, thank you. Thank you for following Glasswood Storyworks in our journey, and we will see you on the next episode.